Okay, so everybody's wondering what is going on. Now, there's only two possibilities. One is that life is random, and the other is that it isn't. As Einstein said, I forgot the exact line, but basically, you can either live life as though everything is a miracle or though nothing is. Well, it's obvious that everything is designed. So if you just understand the design, for example, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, when people were worried about Russia and America, everybody was worried. I'm not sure when, maybe the 60s, Russia nuking us. He says, don't worry about it. He says, worry about the Arabs. People thought the Arabs were the Arabs, some backward tribe. But he was right because he knew what the prophets say. So if you understand history, in terms of destiny, you understand exactly what's going on. And basically, there are two things: there's a physical reality and a spiritual reality. From a physical reality, it would appear to me that we are in the, not appear, it's obvious, we're in the beginning of the Messianic era. There's a very famous prophecy from the book of Daniel where Nebuchadnezzar saw a statue. The head was made of gold. The arms were of silver, the torso was copper, the legs were iron, and some of the toes were iron, some of them were dirt. And then a stone came and it smashed the statue. The statue turned to dust, and a wind came. It blew away the dust, and the stone turned into a beautiful mountain. So Nebuchadnezzar was very upset. He couldn't understand what was the meaning of the dream. So he started to kill all his wise men until the henchmen came to Daniel, and Daniel said, tell the king I can tell him what is going on. So he goes back and he tells the king, God is showing you the future. There'll be four world powers. You are Babylon, that was like gold. The next is Greece, that was silver. The next is Persia, that is um, copper, or maybe I'm mixing that up. First came Persia, then came Greece, right? That's correct. First came Persia, then came Greece. And then is Rome is like iron. And there are different reasons for these metals. Then, and this is amazing, at the very end of time, there'll be a tussle for world power between the Arabs, which are like hardened dirt. Why are they like hardened dirt? Because just like hardened dirt, whenever you step on it, it crumbles. So Rome was like, which is representative of the West, the wars that they went to fight, they won. It was like an iron beam. But the Arabs was like hardened dirt. Any war that they fought against the West, against Israel, they always lose. But then at the end of the time, all of these powers dissipate because all of these nations were built on greed and the desire for power or fame. That's a wrong approach to life. Life is all about love and kindness, and that represents Mashiach. So right now we are in that moment. From that perspective, basically what's going to happen is Israel is going to become, as they are actually becoming, the superpower of the world, but not a superpower necessarily in terms of um, strength. Against that's a Gentile thing. That's not a Jewish way. More it's like Kimitzian Tetziter Udvar Hashem Yerushalayim, that the word of God will go from Jerusalem. In other words, it will become the moral strength of the world, and God knows that the world needs that badly. And then, conversely, on a spiritual sense, we're all invited to the party. And this is super important because spiritually, we believe that the Mashiach will come soon. There will be a resurrection of the dead. The third holy temple is going to come down. All the Jews will return to Israel. And basically, the good Gentiles, the Gentiles who are following the seven Noahide laws, you can look that up, asknoah.org, who are supportive of all that is true and good, which is the Jewish people and what they stand for. Like we said, love and peace. So this is the future, nothing else, no other prestige shall remain. It's going to be a world in which, as the Rambam says, nobody will have to teach one another, kikulam yedu oisi, for all will know me, meaning God, and layaru v'yashchisu b'harkachi, there will be no more wars, and the abundance will be tremendous. And last but not least, the entire preoccupation of the world will be to know God better.